Everyone wants to make a lot of money. You are living in a big house or traveling around the world. If you look at rich and famous people, they often recommend the same book, and it's Think and Grow Rich. Now the question is, why is this book so good? We have figured that out for you. This story is about super great success, defeats, and terrible moments in the business of the wealthiest people in the world. This is Think and Grow Rich Explained. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Think and Grow Rich is the classic of personal development and success. The truths and wisdom described by Napoleon Hill are timeless. The laws and rules are universal. This book takes you step by step through the strategy that has made millions of people a fortune, but most importantly, the formula for a successful and fulfilled life. I read this book 4 times myself to understand it the right way. Therefore, don't think if you don't get it after one time that you're not fit. An important rule is don't give up. Only losers give up. It may be harsh to say, but it is not nice when you go into business. You sometimes get into challenging discussions. Dare to stand your ground there. If you let yourself get run over, the competition will see opportunities. Show that you are the best. While reading this book, you will frequently be surprised at the similarity between the global economy of 80 years ago and today. The mentality of society also has remarkable similarities. That is why the latest copy is as relevant today as it was on the day of publication in 1937. The new version is a contemporary adaptation of the original text. It is executed in a beautiful design. Study this book and discover the mindset that will change your life. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, at the request of Andrew Carnegie, the wealthiest man on earth at the time, around the year 1900, spent over 20 years of his life doing the research that led to his book. He followed and interviewed at least 500 of the world's super rich to discover the secret recipe for forming wealth and happiness. And the premise is that thoughts are creative forces. Thought energy forms into the matter. Although there is abundant scientific and practical evidence for this, thousands of books have been written about it. Philosophers and poets have also been talking about it for thousands of years, and the entire internet is full of explanations and examples. The majority of people have no idea or don't know what they should be able to do with it. In school, it is not explained to children either. And that is quite amazing, because it is the basis of everything you achieve. Everything but really everything we can perceive. What we can experience, or what we can achieve, starts with a thought or an idea. Thoughts form into their physical equivalents. Either what you can see before you think you can make a reality. Anyone can make their vision a reality. Indeed, it is the basis of our physical existence. It does take a few ingredients in the recipe to prepare the final dish so that it is also delicious, or that it is what you like. And that's what Think and Grow Rich is all about. How? And it all starts with desire or passion, because desire provides the creative energy needed to bring something into being. If you don't crave an apple pie, you won't bother preparing it either. Even if you don't have the ingredients, know precisely the recipe, or have a baking pan and oven at your disposal, that pie will not happen. Or there must be some necessity. Visitors are coming, and the stores are closed, for example. You have to make that cake if you want to offer your guests something tasty. A burning desire, the burning desire, or if it's not there, you can instigate. After all, if it becomes an obsession, the chances of what you want becoming a reality will be many times greater than if it is unimportant or too complex. But once it becomes an obsession, you are constantly working on it, you're focused on it, you have everything to do with it, and all your attention is on satisfying that desire. And what you give attention to gets more significant. That's where all the creative energy goes. It only becomes an obsession, and you necessarily want to achieve it, when there's faith that it is possible. And that's the second step of the 13 in this book. If that belief is not there, it stops. Well, I would like it, but yes, I'm too old for that now. Not smart enough. I'm not worth that. That's not for me. Then there's little fire and flame. Then the necessary energy is not released. But you can generate that belief by telling yourself it can be done. And you can do that again with self-suggestions or self-hypnosis by repeating it a lot until you believe it. So perhaps the most essential part of the book is the part about self-suggestion, the third step, where you write a statement about what you want to achieve, exactly how much money you want, exactly when you want it, and what you're willing to pay for it. In other words, what do you offer in return? This declaration form was modified a little with the assignment from a previous chapter I've prepared for you as a download, the Self-Suggestion Wealth Declaration. See the link below. Fill out the declaration and read it out loud with full conviction every morning upon waking up and every evening before you know it by heart. And even then, keep doing it every morning and every evening, preferably more often. It focuses your attention and it fuels your desire. Stupid? Yes, maybe, but it turns out that just about every super rich person does this, and for a good reason. Dan Pena, the self-made multi-millionaire, says there's no other way if you want to be successful. That's just the way reality is, but most of us have never learned that, which the successful have long known. Next, it must be clear that if you want to achieve something, you never get it for anything. There has to be something in return. You will have to provide at least the same value to earn a certain amount of money, for example. And to deliver that value, you need specialized knowledge. If people don't have that knowledge but need it to get ahead, you can offer your technical knowledge for money, and that's the fourth step. In this day and age, it's helpful to make money by first giving away value for free so that people feel you have something to offer. And then, on paid deliveries, it's best to provide more than you promised so that people think they owe you and come back. Albert Einstein said it all. Logic gets you from A to B, but imagination gets you everywhere. And that imagination is the fifth step. Your imagination is going to help you get your desire super clear and form plans to realize the desire. And almost the whole book revolves around the power of the subconscious mind, or the infinitely intelligent universe that your subconscious mind is directly connected to. Therefore, do not try to form the plans with your logic, but allow promptings from your subconscious and intuition to arrive at the proper techniques. Make requests to your subconscious before you go to sleep and pay attention to promptings you receive during the day or even as you sleep that give clues to the plan. Ask yourself helpful questions about how to get things done. Your subconscious will answer if you listen carefully. Following a structured plan, you will realize your desire, the sixth step. For the seventh step, time and again, it turns out that a moment a decision is made, a natural choice where alternatives are no longer available, we find that difficult because we want everything. But that doesn't work. When the ships burn behind you, so to speak, and there's no longer a plan B, then the universe initiates the attainment of desire. If doubt remains and no real choices are made, then nothing happens because the subconscious has no idea what to do. A decision provides explicit instruction and a clear direction to the subconscious mind, which then proceeds with it. Success is getting up one more time than falling. Persistence ensures that you eventually succeed. And that's the eighth step. The point is that you can't move forward without making mistakes. You have to try things without knowing what will happen because you keep moving into the unknown if you want to be successful. If it goes wrong, you fix it, and then you know more of that unknown space again. If it goes right, you are another step ahead. The great inventor Edison took 10,000 times to make a perfect light bulb. He never gave up, and that's the heart of step 8. You can't do it alone. And when you work together toward a common goal, it turns out that 1 and 1 very often add up to 3 or 4. You become more creative and productive when you work together. Hence, the think tank or mastermind discussed in step 9 is a group of people who get together to discuss their business. The nice thing is that you can also start with that as sort of a virtual game with extraordinary results. Sit somewhere quiet and imagine Napoleon Hill, the author himself, is present, alongside Richard Branson and Tony Robbins and anyone else you think you can learn a lot from, and they know the answers to your questions. Discuss a problem with them in your mind and listen to their solutions and their style. Discuss and find your way. You will be amazed at the results and new ideas that come out of this. If you want to perform, you need energy. If you want to accomplish something big, you need a lot of energy. What is the most significant driving force in a human being? That is sexual desire. People will do almost anything for sex, but in its physical expression, that energy is also lost by the bucketful of mostly nothing. In the chapter of Think and Grow Rich called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, the secret of the transmutation of sexual energy, it is indicated that when that primal sexual energy is channeled and directed toward the higher goals of life instead of physical lust, a transformation can take place from mediocrity to genius. After all, for peak performance, you need tons of energy. So don't waste that energy too much if you want to rise to great spiritual heights. The last chapters and steps toward wealth of the book deal with the subconscious mind, step 11, where all the knowledge of the entire universe is contained and can be tuned to as long as we quiet the critical mind or the twittering monkey in our heads. Meanwhile, much more is known about the subconscious mind, which is programmed and constantly running programs. It is a system of habits. If the programming is goal-oriented to what you want to achieve, it works perfectly. But many times, that programming only works against the goals, and then it's time for reprogramming. But you better take a look at this video and download the MC app. Step 12 decides the brain as just a sending and receiving station for thoughts. It does not think for itself. So that also means that ideas do not belong to us personally, but that we tune into thoughts already present in the ether just as we tune into a television program already current in the ether with our television. Television does not make those programs themselves. The present scientist assumes a universe made up of an infinite number of probable realities. So all those programs, all your possible lives, the successful and the unsuccessful, already exist as a probability in the ether. It is only what we tune into that life becomes visible to us. And that attunement, in turn, has everything to do with where we focus our attention and what we believe to be true. Do you want to tune in to an ideal life? Then imagine this perfect life, pretend it is already so, and do that again and again and again and again until you begin to believe that this is possible and is the truth, and thereby you attune to that probable reality already present in the ether. And at some point, you begin to live that reality. Anything is possible. And that creative imagination appears again, definitely in the chapter on the sixth sense, step 13, the sixth sense. By using it a lot, it gets stronger and stronger. The form of the self-suggestion wealth statement, see the link below, can help you further with this, so download and use it. These are the 13 steps to wealth and happiness that Napoleon Hill distilled from all those super rich people, all of whom use these methods to accumulate their wealth. And remember, these people are no different from you and me. They just had access to further knowledge, the instruction manual for their thinking, and the recipes for wealth. And we can apply those now. As everyone always says, you learn from those who have already achieved it. That's true. They have already gone through all the mistakes. They give you tips so that you don't make them again. That's why those books are so valuable. Could you take advantage of them? What do you think of all this information? Did you already know and expect this? Give your opinion and we can discuss below what everyone thinks. If you have any ideas, feel free to ask in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button. We will be back soon with another video.